Hey guys, so the light that I normally use to film my videos suddenly died on me, so I tried to salvage everything. I gathered some fairy lights from the back and I got it here and I arranged them. Didn't work, so now I'm using natural light and a crappy ring light that I found at the back of my drawer. If that's not dedication, I don't know what is, so now you have to watch this video. So let's get on with it. So what are blushes? Also known as rouge or blusher, it is essentially a makeup product that gives you the illusion of flushed cheeks with a natural and youthful appearance. There are three types of blushes that you will come across in the market. The first and the most common type of blush that you find in the market are powder blushes. They either come in a compact like this where you get a single shade, or you can buy a palette where you get multiple shades with different finishes like matte, shimmer, etc. Blushes can either be a pressed pigment or come in a baked formula. Pressed pigment blushes, like the name suggests, have a lot of pigment to them, so you need to have a light hand when you're applying them because it can get pretty intense pretty quickly. This is an example of a good pressed pigment blush palette. This is by Kryolan and this has good color payoff and a little goes a long way, and it's definitely not for beginners. The formula of baked blushes are a lot softer, but they still have good color payoff, so you do have a lot of playtime with your brush and you also achieve the pretty flush cheeks. The Milani baked blushes are by far one of the best baked blushes that I've ever come across in the market, and they are a little up there in the price. They're like 1,000 or 1,200 depending on sales. It is true that for a drugstore brand, Milani baked blushes are way too expensive, but I must say that these last a long time. I've had this blush, Luminoso, for over a year and a half and I haven't even made a dent in it, let alone hit pan. So I feel like it's great value for money. Pressed pigment blushes usually come in a matte formula, and on the other hand, baked blushes usually come with a little bit of shimmer or a lot of shimmer. So if you're wearing a baked blush, you can skip the highlighter. The second type of blush, which is becoming more and more popular over the years, are cream blushes. I have talked about this before, but if you have dry skin, I suggest that you avoid powder blushes and lean more towards cream blushes. And also, if you want to achieve that dewy skin look, cream blush is the way to go. You may have heard of the technique of using a lipstick as a cream blush, which is a really cool technique, but I suggest that you stick to the more creamier lipsticks, because if you use a matte or even worse, a liquid lipstick as a cream blush, it's going to suck all the moisture out of your face. So essentially what you have to do is pretend this is your cheek. You always take a little bit at a time. So just apply and blend. And then if you need more, you can apply and blend again. So basically that's how you go about it. So the next tip is for those who always complain about their blushes disappearing after a few hours. So what you need to do is you either take a cream blush or a cream lipstick, which is really close to the shade of blush that you wear normally. First apply your cream blush, blend it out, apply the powder blush on top, and this will take your blush game to the next level. The third and last type of blush that you find in the market are cheek stains. I don't own a cheek stain myself to be able to show you, but these essentially come in a liquidy gel formula, and it's perfect for those who don't like makeup at all but still want a little something for a more youthful look. Out of the three types of blushes that I've mentioned so far, this one will give you the most natural look, and you can also wear it on your lips. So as you guys can see, I have my base on, my brows, I pull my hair back, my face looks a little bit flat and 2D-ish, but that's because I haven't really applied any product on it. Today I want to show you how blush placement changes your entire face structure, your look, everything. You must have heard people tell you that when you're applying blush, you should be smiling because your brush fits the apples of your cheeks perfectly. That is one way to apply blush. Smiling while applying blush is a technique that people with a more rounder face and a more prominent apple of the cheek, like Chrissy Teigen for example, can pull off. But if you have a more angular face, like high cheekbones, a strong jawline, kind of like Bella Hadid, I wouldn't say that smiling while applying blush is the best technique for you. So I want you guys to smile and then put your finger on the apples of your cheeks. Now stop smiling. Do you see where your finger ends up? It's right next to your nose, and that's not where you want your blush to appear unless you have rounded cheeks which are mostly lifted, So I would suggest that doing the smiling while blush technique, if this is happening to you, is not the perfect technique for your face structure. You can't see because of the light, but this is an LA Girl blush and this is in the shade Just Kissed. It's a regular pink matte blush and I'm using this brush to apply. This is the Pro Art AF11, and so I'm gonna take a little bit of that. I took a lot. Anyway, so one side I'm gonna smile. So I used to have a rounder face, and at that time the smiling technique would be perfect for me. But now that I've lost a lot of weight, you can actually see my cheekbones, my jawline, so that technique may not be the best. So this is what you do normally when you're applying face for a more rounder shape. You just need to smile and lightly blush. Apply the blush like this. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So as you can see, like this entire area is now really pink, because that's not how I should be applying blush if I have a very angular face. Now, if you take your blush and you apply it like this without smiling, just on this part of the face, on the back side, and just stamp it on like this, where you can see, like, you know, when you have high cheekbones, you can see where your cheekbones start, you can see where the hollow of the face of your face is, and you just need to be somewhere in the middle of those two, and only on the back. Don't bring it towards the front. This makes your cheeks look extremely lifted, and it's a really nice way to apply your blush without, you know, kind of, do you see the difference? Do you see how this looks and makes my cheeks look a little bit more lifted, and this side it kind of looks like I've got a bruise here? If I had a rounder face, then this technique would be just fine, but because I don't have a rounder face anymore, this does not look that great, to be honest, and this looks so much more prettier, so much more natural. And by the way though, if you don't have a, you know, like an angular face structure, please go ahead with this. This will look amazing on you. But if you find that, you know, your blush looks a little bit too intense, you're probably doing this technique when you don't have a round face and you don't need to do this, because, you know, your blush is all the way out here. Like, I mean, I don't have a prominent apples of the cheeks, so I should not be applying blush on out here. It's gonna be right next to my nose, and it's gonna look like a giant bruise on my face. So yeah, I hope this technique was helpful, and I hope you were able to see. So this is what this side looks like. It looks so much more pretty. You can see that my face is a little bit more lifted. It looks more natural, like a nice flush on the face. So I hope this technique was helpful to you. So if you want to try out blushes but you don't know what brush to pair with it, let me give you some suggestions. You can go for an angular brush like this, which will literally hug your cheeks properly, and if you're a beginner, this will be ideal for you. You can also go for a duo fiber stippling brush. This is the PAC 304. You can use this to apply foundation, cream blushes, powder brushes, everything. This just applies everything in a more seamless, natural way. And of course, lastly, we have the brush that is most commonly used for applying brushes. These are the fluffy brushes that have more give, and they're a little bit narrow from the side but really fluffy from the top. This is the PAC 211, and this will get the job done really quickly. Avoid using brushes like these to apply blushes because it will make them really blotchy, because these are really dense and don't have a lot of give, so they're more ideal for applying foundations. So I hope this video was helpful and informative, and I hope the lighting did not distract you, because I'm aware of how ugly it makes me look. But listen. If you want more videos like this, you have to subscribe, hit the bell icon. You have to like this video so I know that you liked it, and comment down below telling me what you want, because I cannot read your mind. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.